Infamous turn to ban.
They're bringing to the table.
I think they have some really strong picks.
Whatnot, but Whisper was the one, like one of the only people playing it in the qualifiers, and then it comes here, and all of a sudden, people said it wasn't strong in the first couple days of group stage, and then just main stage, like, oh my god, she's unkillable.
I was casting CS qualifiers and would tune into NAS at the end of the day, and we're like, what are these idiots batting in chat for? No one's touching that hero over in Europe. These guys don't know what they're doing.
And it's crazy, right? Because it's not a BKB piercing stun, but the damage, like Enchantress destroys through the BKB because of Impetus.
Well, here we go. Early picks coming out. Infamous are going to get their hands on a first pick Magnus. Some of those key heroes you mentioned, Enchantress and Wraith King, both banned out, Gunner.
Yeah. So this Magnus is going to kind of help their 4 Protect 1. It's going to let Hector farm a lot faster. He usually likes to go really greedy builds involving like Midas and Radiance on these like Lifestealers and Wraith Kings. These are his type of heroes, but this Magnus kind of opens them more up because now he doesn't need a hero that builds Radiance. He has a built-in Empower.
And I love they pick the Void. It pretty much says you can't pick Lifestealer here to me. Like you do that, you ban out the Wraith King, and if the Lifestealer's there, I mean the Void just chronos you. Doesn't matter.
He doesn't look as good on the non-Midas Radiance character.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the scary thing about Team Seeker is in the last series we just saw this Tiny just completely carry the second game.
Is Tree Volley the strongest spell in Dota right now?
It's definitely top 3. I have to think of other ones, but yeah, I mean, you saw you just get 4 crits in a row. Someone's dead.
I mean, it was also used by Secret, yes, against Manesi. It was just used in that last series. Late game, what do you do against it? It feels like on a 12-second cooldown, there's no response to Tree Volley.
The only issue with it is like the amount of trees you have around you. But in most like situations late game, you win the fight with 1 or 2 Tree Volleys, and you don't care about more trees.
Yep. Well, we'll see. Shadow Shaman picked up second by Infamous. Not looking to jump into picking their carry just yet.
Do you know if Whisper plays Magnus?
Yeah, he plays a I assume this actually is going to be the Whisper Magnus now that you have the Shadow Shaman, because I feel like that's not a hero you want to play as 5, right? And so more than likely going to be Schofield on that. And how do you feel about 3 compared to 4 Magnus? Like, say you're in a game, you're playing with your team.
It kind of depends. I think Magnus, the main issue when people would switch from Magnus to 4 was the Magnus gives the enemy carry free lane. So you're kind of trading your carry going to be farming really heavily past like 10-15 minutes for their carry farming heavily the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
So that's when people started to reinvent the hero, I think. They would start going boots in the early game. They'd start trying to do these weird cliff skewers, you know, around the battery rooms. This Magnus would walk behind them, skewering them on the cliff, and then people started to evolve that into this more tri-laney Magnus or this dual lane pulling creeps. So.
And I like the Magnus because a lot like Tiny, right? If it is in the 4 position, you have that level 1 kill potential. Skew under tower, toss under tower is reasonably scary. And Mag, you're like, oh, he's just an Empower bot, but all it takes is 1 skewer and it's first blood and the lane completely changes.
Even in RP mid game, late game, just like a 1 or 2 man can change the game.
As far as the Shadow Shaman, likely the 4 position, I feel like this is a kind of change in direction for Schofield. He's almost always been playing those more active 4s as far as like Tiny, Earth Spirit, Tusk. And if anything, that to me is like very signature part of Infamous's playstyle.
Yeah, I think maybe they're like Secret. They expect us to pick what we're comfortable with, and maybe they just set something up exactly for this draft. It feels like it. Like they have something ready.
He usually plays these more melee heroes that can comfortably go into a fight, save a hero too. The Nyx Assassin is another one of his favorites. So this can be a little change up. I think it applies more tower pressure. So he's going to be able to kind of, instead of pressuring the map for kills with initiations, he's going to be able to pressure lanes with his hero. Kind of force more rotations out.
Oh, and that's a hero. I'm surprised we don't see first pick, first ban like every game. After watching, I think 2 days ago when EG picked it as well, I want to say, I think Maneski, like, what do you, this hero just in the late game, your ulti is so strong.
Yeah, having the Demonic Purge against whatever carry they're pairing with Magnus, it's also a way to purge off the Empower as well, which is really nice. So
it takes away like the Lifestealers, the CKs, like they want to be mobile, and you just get purged even through BKB. You're just sitting there and like, what do I do?
I mean, there's no scenario where Infamous is not picking a melee core to go with. Magnus.
No way. Hector and Magnus, if they do, like, oh, carry Murano, what the hell?
They could pick something like an Ember Spirit, which doesn't get too sad about getting purged. Obviously, you get sad because you lose the Empower and you lose your Flame Guard, but it's playable in that matchup.
And you can dodge Chronos, right? You want a hero that has that chance, like Nisha jumps in, you don't just get Chronoed and die. You have that chance, you know, if you're quick fingers, you're out.
I know Chris Luck also likes it too. It fits his style of hero. I think he likes these more melee heroes that can just go in and dive towers at 7 minutes in the game.
Okay.
And Ember's that type of hero.
Yeah, I'm looking at Silencer pick. This might be a switch up now because Whisper loves offlane Silencer. He really likes it. Do I think it's probably still the offlane Magnus? Maybe, but Whisper in the qualifiers played a ton of offlane Silencer.
Would he go like greedy items like Midas and drums and stuff?
Yeah, I think he did. He went Midas, drums, and as well, right? Glaives go through BKB. You have another ability that, with Ags, tons of damage.
The thing I like is like if you jump in and go for the kill, you take away that disruption save. Like if you jump the void, you have lockdown with Shadow Shaman with Mag RP. The issue is defensive disruption, and suddenly you can actually burst that frontline hero.
We're also going to see probably here whether this Tiny's going to be a mid or a support. I think after the last series, they might kind of want this on a mid Tiny.
Get the farm early, get that Ags, and all of a sudden, 20 minutes in, you're doing 1K crits.
And as far as Secret go, one of the players that I think has received a bit of flack is Mid One. He's looked kind of rough this tournament, but Tiny was the hero in that game through Decided where he really stepped it up and played some good Dota. So
yeah, after that game, I think their team's going to feel a little more confidence. As they said, they didn't look super happy about their wins, but I think Mid One, after that game, he was kind of winning the whole game. Like he carried the first 10, 15 minutes with his rotations. So I think giving him that hero that he felt comfortable with is going to boost up his confidence for the series.
Tiny mid doesn't have too many bad matchups either, would you say? Or what would be the bad ones?
Nothing really stands out to you. It's more like the ranged heroes that get tankier, which there aren't that many these days. The only like ranged heroes are like the Linas, and like probably the scariest is OD, I think.
Okay. Well, playing OD versus the Void wouldn't be too bad of an idea as well, I feel.
Ooh, and that's a hero I just almost forgot about because it's been first picked almost every time, and now you got the easy setup with the Shadow Demon, and that's not fun to play against. You get disrupted, you never know where the arrow's coming from, you're just guaranteed dead almost.
Arrows into Chrono. Yapzor Mirana has been played a lot during this TI9, so I expect it to be in his hands, so we will see the Tiny core, whether it's mid or off lane. That is flexible, I would say.
It could be a core bottom as well.
That's true.
Yeah. EG yesterday, right? They had the Tiny that, and it was like S4 Tiny Sumail Mirana, which was odd, but I agree. I think you put this Mirana on 4.
Yeah. At the same time, though, you kind of want this Mirana to lane with the Shadow Demon if possible.
That's true.
Because you want to try to get these early game disruptions into arrows. They could even tri-lane it with the Void for the first level or two, and then he can rotate to the off lane to kind of protect him.
Yeah, because Void doesn't come back very easily, so I definitely think you want to bring him a good lane.
Especially since the other carry's going to have a power. Yeah. So this Void who has no built-in, passive gold, way to get gold, like he doesn't have Greevil's Greed, he has no cleave built in, Battle Fury's kind of bad on him. The best is the Maelstrom, but even then, he doesn't really farm that fast, so it's going to be a little scary if Infamous picks some, Jug or this hero that can farm really quickly.
That's got to be what they look for with one of these two picks.
Oh my, a PL.
So I watched Infamous play PL in the group stage. I think it was like the second PL game of the tournament. The first one, PL got completely crushed.
Yeah.
But in the Infamous PL game, Hector carried. At the end of the game, like 10, 2, and 7. He completely free farmed. The reason they picked it in that game was for the Mirana. They lane the PL versus the Mirana Shadow Demon, and if he gets disrupted, he's able to doppel walk out. And if his support gets disrupted, he doppel walks and puts an illusion in front of the arrow to tank the arrow for him.
And it's nice, you talked about Ember, right? PL also, if the Void goes on you, you have a way to dodge the Chrono, which is always nice, because you're just going to die if you get Chronoed.
Or they don't even know which one's the real one.
Yeah. And playing Void without BKB versus like Diffusal Manta, you very quickly lose your entire mana pool. So that's going to be a tough situation for Secret if you get any stuns or lockdown burn through the Void's mana pool.
Yeah, and it's not even, right, you wanted a hero who's decent versus Shadow Demon, whether it's a 5, whether it's a 4, like, you don't want to be picking these Svens who just get kited the whole time, and PL does a lot better against that.
The issue is that if he ever gets an illusion, the Shadow Demon's going to also have a...
Yeah, that's not fun, exactly. Yeah.
He's going to be, 10 FPS, 30 PL illusions, 15 on each side.
Help me.
I kind of want to ask, like, what are the last picks for Secret to deal with PL? But they've also already got Tiny. Like, Tiny's a decent answer, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's pretty good. The Void as well, if he gets late game, he is going to usually have the Maelstrom. If he really wants to be greedy, he can go the Battle Fury, which will help him scale a little more versus the PL. But late game, whenever he chronos the real PL, it doesn't matter about the illusions. You just kill the real PL and the fight's over. So I'm going to look for, I think still the Ember is probably one of the top picks for Infamous right now. It kind of fits your playstyle. It works really well with the Magnus. but it does set up a couple Team Secret heroes.
Yeah. The last time
the OD, I think.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I was going to say the last time Infamous had the Magnus Exir and the Monkey King mid as well. That's something we could see for Chris Lock.
And that gives you a little bit more team fight, right? Like right now, I look at Team Secret, you have a Tiny and a Void, like you have the team fight. On the other side, you've got a Magnus, which is great, but you don't really see these Magnuses going in. He's more of a counter initiate hero now. And I mean, this TI, it feels like you get 30 plus minutes, you want the better team fight nowadays.
I'd be a little scared of Monkey because he does have some hard lane matchups in the game. So if they pick it now, Team Secret, I think, still have the ability to flex. Yeah. This Tiny to a 3, the bottom to a 4, Shadow to a 5, kind of run a tri-lane, help the Tiny a little, and then, you know, they'll give mid one this favorable matchup. Yesterday, I think we talked a lot about giving mid one a favorable matchup, and they weren't really able to do it in the Mineski series. So his laning stage was, you know, it was really hard for him, I think. But in this game, if he does get it,
whoa! First Riki of the tournament has just come out.
So back in the NA scene, before I left to TI, everyone started playing Riki mid. Everyone was saying it's the cool new thing. You have a lot of new HP regen.
You have 5 HP at level 1, right? Yeah.
So the hero, the backstab works on denies, so he kind of tries to get the maximum amount of CS. You know, it's like the old Kunkka, where you'd be able to get every deny and every last. And it kind of owns these low armor range heroes. Like, I played Invokerverse it the other day, and I got completely destroyed.
Last pick Earthshaker, but yeah, it's really okay. So Riki mid is what you're thinking.
Will be
Chris Luck,
yes.
He's a Riki mid player. Yes. Oh boy,
this is going to be some
fun game.
It could be an Earthshaker middle as well, right? I think that actually deals very well with it. We don't know. Did he?
Yeah. Did play it.
Oh man.
I'm excited.
We've got a last pick Riki into Shaker. Riki is definitely the talk of the scene right now. But before we get our draft, I want to hear what Purge has to say about these two drafts.
It's a very cool draft from Team Secret. What they did was in their first phase of bans, they banned out all of the comfort heroes for Infamous. And that's very effective to do against a team that isn't as normalized in the pro scene. They might be going for heroes that they feel comfortable with. So when you ban those out, it's going to put them on the back foot a little bit. And on the other side, Secret also got probably the most contested heroes in the patch right now, core-wise, with Tiny, who can abuse his Aghanim Scepter, and Void, who can Chronosphere to combo that extremely well. So you can use these two teamfight heroes and gank heroes to get tons of kills in the early mid-game. But on the other side, Infamous does have the benefits of having Mag RP. They've also got the PL, which is going to be effective against Samurana, another really, really strong laning hero that Secret got. So from my perspective, it seems like Secret got almost all of the best heroes in the current meta, according to this tournament so far. And on the other side, Infamous is going to do some typical wacky stuff. New heroes. So it's going to be an amazing match. So let's toss it over to the casters.
Heavy is the head. And Secret have been wearing the crown all year long, but here at the International, they've been put to the test. Free by bringing first it was Mineski, which Secret barely managed to eke out a win against, and now it's going to be Infamous, another underdog team that has probably built up even more steam than Mineski has.
Infamous is such a surprise, just because I think any betting man would have had them in the bottom 2, and that would have been one of the more comfortable bets that you would have made at CI. That would have been not a guarantee, but very near a guarantee. And the fact that they're top 8 and they're in a position to knock out Secret is incredible. And Secret, everyone is waiting to knock them off. You just have contender after contender coming after that crown. Even though OG are the defending champions, being the top of the DPC means you have the most attention on you.
Exactly. They're the ones who are favorited to be able to win this International, no matter what the results have said so far. And Secret did exactly what a lot of us talked about when facing up against Infamous. Why are teams giving them the Wraith King? Why are teams giving them this like Schofield Tiny stuff like this? Just stop letting that happen. Ban away their favorite heroes. In Infamous, they have the opportunity to be able to show that they are not just a one-hit wonder, that they have depth to them, and they have something up their sleeve, and that's going to be the mid lane Chris Luck Riki, a hero that has not banned yet in the International until now.
And you're talking about depth. If you can win a game with Riki on the main stage against Team Secret, we can definitely say that you've got depth to your team.
Absolutely. it's definitely going to be something that Secret may not be totally familiar with.
Did you see that, by the way? Schofield dropped all of his items in front of Puppey. If Puppey just levels Disruption there and he's quick enough, if he anticipated that Schofield was going to do that, Schofield would just be starting with nothing right now. He dropped his boots on the ground first in front of Puppey, trying to bait him out. And this is something that makes his team so cool and unique. How many players are willing to risk this much money, this much placement?
An early toss-up in the top lane. Schofield heads into the range of the tower. Fortunately, Puppey with only Shadow Poison can't really stall up Schofield, so not going to have our first blood. But Secret are trying to get a certain set of lanes right now by swapping things around. Is it because they want the Mag versus Void matchup? They want that one-on-one?
I think so. It's a really good one-on-one for him. Plus, it's not easy for Mag to be in a position where you're dual laning against the Tiny plus the Shadow Demon. You're just going to get pure denied. Whereas one-on-one matchup, you're perfectly fine. Plus, top lane, I think, is going to win. I feel like they have a lot of harass potential, and they can easily secure Hector's farm in this game.
Our mid lane matchup is definitely going to be the most interesting first. Puppey, he's going to be fine.
And I've never seen
silence
in professional Dota. I don't think I've seen Earthshaker versus Ricky. I think this might be a first for me.
I'm pretty certain that Earthshaker is one of the few heroes that can really deal with the backstab damage. Comes from Ricky, the arrow comes out, and that is going to be your first blood on Stinger. They try and turn things around by killing Puppey, but now Schofield has overextended himself trying to trade off kills, and he's going to be slowly whittled away by YapzOr as Schofield, the Shadow Shaman. It has a bit of a slower base movement speed, so the boots versus boots right now is going to be the favor of YapzOr, but doesn't really feel like chasing that
DD
far.
Runa top. Curseluck is going to make his lane a little bit easier here. Mid one going to pop this out. He is taking a decent amount of harass, and he's going to take a little bit more here. Mid one probably doesn't want to trade up against this Ricky. He's going to deny so many of these creeps. This is why Ricky mid has some potential.
So one of the big benefits of Riki Core, right, is that local dagger, is the fact that you have this agility damage multiplier that allows you to be able to do a lot more damage when it comes to getting CS, both the last hits as well as the denies. Opening that a lot of CS open to you that normally wouldn't be. But in the situation, it's matched up against an Earthshaker who also has the same kind of ability. He's going to be chasing the tree, air lands from YapzOr. That's going to be a second kill for Secret, making a third now. So they're going to be able to disrupt Stinger perhaps and bring him down, but Zion's actually a little bit too low, no mana. If anything, Puppey has to be careful. Schofield's really gunning for him right now. Ether Shock, another swing or two to be able to finish him off, but they do at least bring down the carry of Infamous.
2-0 early kill lead. Right now, no team is too far. Secret are nearly identical when it comes to the network, despite that.
Oh, he paused, but he was an illusion that he actually got, and as a result, he's going to be shackled up and finished off by Hector.
And that's -2.
Permanent loss. Try not to think about it too much, but it's always there.
Especially on a hero like Tiny, who already has a slow and small base. Plus, you're not going to go for treads that much anymore. A lot of people have been opting for the phase boots on pretty much every strength core, which is, you don't have that option of strength in switching on your treads. Regen room picked up by the Magnus, still doing okay against the Void.
Whisper actually ran down to the bottom room, and he was rewarded. He actually got a regen, so he refilled his bottle and had some regeneration. Some time lost in lane sucks, but it was honestly probably the best room that he could get in that situation.
I think he may have made a miscalculation by going for Shocker, just because Void top.
They're going to be able to bring down Schofield. Now Singer's in trouble. YapzOr leaping forward, and with the poison Barricade going off, but Singer can't get to the trees fast enough. YapzOr gets the double kill.
And YapzOr is making this lane hell right now for Infamous. A lot of arrows, good movement overall. Mid lane, Curseluck getting quite low, but
you could see it in the CS. This is not a 1v1 matchup. This Riki is really dumbstering, which I think they were hoping for. They're going to land another arrow. This time, Schofield is going to be the one to fall as Secret and Fade going for those bounty runes. Now, Zion's going to be a bit low, but two solo lanes are going perfectly fine for Secret.
On top of that, Secret was forced to pick up 2 of the Sentry Wards to try to help his Riki mid, but mid one's not buying any. He doesn't really care about this Invis Riki in his lane.
Every single time Chris Lux shows up, mid one just fights him because Earthshaker has those kind of good base stats. He's able to hit him every once in a while with the Aftershock. The Enchant Totem allows him to be able to contest for like range creeps that Chris Lux would usually be able to get the deny on against other 1v1 matchups.
Schofield's made his way mid, but he's got to be careful too. Mid one is level 6. Gonna fight over this rune.
Try and jump a mid one. He does have level 6. It's going to be a little scary for Infamous and the arrow as well. Oh, they do have the smoke screen, but that's not enough to stop Schofield from falling. Not sure what Infamous really was planning out there.
I'm not really sure what the end goal of that play is, considering it's an Earthshaker who's just stronger than you right now. Your Riki's not level 6.
And maybe the cracks are beginning to show. Infamous drafting some heroes that haven't played as much through Station, even play it many times. As for Soul, just look a little unpracticed with what to do.
Give them a little bit of leeway because, I mean, this team catches up through farm real quick, Cap. Really, really quick. Once they have a Magnus, one of the heroes that they're better with, Whisper's got a one-on-one solo lane, so he's gonna pick up levels pretty easily.
That is true. Like we've got 2 different agility cores that have pretty good agility stats, especially the Phantom Lancer, right? His agility game is off the charts. That Empower is really going to start kicking in the mid.
And Earthshaker's good against you until a point. Then there are ways to work around it. It's really hard for him to know which the real PL is.
Toss up, Hector. Toss up the Doppelganger. Lancer's going to be able to hit all of them. Which one is real? They've sniffed out, but they won't be able to get the kill. On a lane, you're in RP being used, and they will be able to get the kill on Nisha. A sneaky rotation from Schofield. And finally, Infamous. They get an opening. They get a kill that is not a trade.
And it's a kill on a core that's had solo XP, so this is going to boost up everybody that was a part of that. Nisha on his way to the Midas. Anytime you die, getting that close to Midas, it feels so bad, Cap.
Yeah.
It slows down your timing, your rhythm. It feels like you're being punished for your greed. I think he decided to go for, because most Voids do, but also it didn't feel like anybody was going to try to go for the gank on such a high-level Void. And he's got 2 levels of Time Walk. But with the Arcane Rune, he was willing to pop the RP there. Mid one's going to grab the Invis Rune right off to start making some rotations around the map, as mid lane has been so free for him.
Hector, one of the biggest things that everybody's been praising him for, especially pro players, is his proficiency at farming. And most of the time it's been on that Wraith King or Lifestealer, but here it's on a Phantom Lancer, which could be the hardest carry of the 3. But we haven't seen a whole lot of Phantom Lancer. Why is that, Blitz? What caused this hero to fall from the meta?
I feel like he's just too slow. His teamfight potential really requires him to hit so many different item timings. There aren't a lot of carries nowadays where I feel like you have to wait for 3 different items to get viable in fighting.
Yeah.
And Phantom Lancer, part of the problem is you have carries like Tiny that just get 1 item. You get an Echo Saber, you feel pretty good about fighting. Then his next item leads into the Aghanim Scepter, and you're even better. Whereas Phantom Lancer, you get a Diffusal, it's still not good at fighting. You need more items, you get Manta, you're still squishy. You have to keep building upon your farm. And in this meta, it feels like everybody's so fast.
Yeah.
Even Faceless Void is considered a slower hero. So the one thing is, you come with the best teamfight in the game, it can always save your ass, regardless of what position you are. And I feel like heroes like Wraith King are just good because it's easy for your team to play around. Everyone knows the kind of playstyle that you want to exhibit.
Whereas Phantom Lancer, his timings and how
it's so weird
to be in a team fight, it's a little different. There isn't those obvious team fight wins. There isn't those obvious timings. It's more about the other 4 of Infamous being able to basically win fights and provide openings for Hector to then clean up with his Diffuse Light, with all the chase down that Phantom Rush gives you. We're going to see a heavy rotation coming out from Secret for the 10-minute bounty runes. Infamous do the same on the other side of the map, but
by the way,
does grab one of them. So,
quick thing to notice is that one of the best ways to deal with Riki, of course, is going to be the Force Staff. And as a core player, you don't love building it as one of your first items. But if you just take a look at YapzOr, this is the sheer amount of kills he's gotten. And he's got pretty good farm to go along with it. He almost has it in its entirety.
That's pretty crazy, especially since mid one is going straight for the Aghanim Scepter. You would think that the smoke screen is going to be a good counter to him, but he can rely on YapzOr to get him out of that silence. This will be a very effective war pickup. Whisper's going to make a rotation over here. He's powering up Hector, but what else are we doing? Trying to make a play to defend top. That Siege Wagon already dealing so much damage. Mid lane, they're going to go for it. Mid one, he's definitely in trouble here. Combo, the shackles, wards, and the ult coming out from Chris Luck.
Time walked into the smoke cloud, so wasn't able to instantly pop the chrono, which allowed Chris Luck to reset. Get back into the fight. Puppey getting chased right now. He should know about this. What I really like about Secret is they place a sentry to go along with every... Yeah. We saw that at the bottom lane. That's how Nisha knew that Chris Luck was coming. The downside of this, though, Cap, is it's going to really slow down everyone's farm. Puppey is used to being a slightly easier buy. You're not going to get away with it in this game where you're buying so many different sentries.
Chris Luck is just trying to find openings anywhere he can. The Empower, he's going to try and go for YapzOr here, but Double Leaps gets in the way.
They're smoked up right now on the side of Infamous. They want to make the rotation up the top lane, but the tower's already dead. If they can kill mid one, that'd probably be the biggest kill that they could go for, but he does have a haste rune, so they'd have to lock him down nearly perfectly. They're hoping he walks onto the high ground here. Maybe if he gets onto the low ground, Skull just at the RP.
Gonna be open with the Hex here, the follow-up shackles. No need for RP here. They can hold that ultimate for Whisper. A big kill on mid one. As he just gets a bit sloppy. I was really concerned for Infamous there. It just seemed like they didn't know what they were doing around the map. Three-man smoke up where Chris Luck goes bottom. They lose the tower top, but being rewarded with the 4 kill makes this a little bit better for them.
Walking up hills with no vision is the easiest way to die in Dota. That is 10 times out of 10 you will get punished for that at this level. Infamous is definitely good enough to take advantage of that fact. Mid one just a little bit too cocky. But I'd like to see some sort of tower pressure right now from Secret, aside from that top lane.
Yeah.
Take this bottom one, rotate around to your chronosphere. The downside of making that move, though, is that Nisha doesn't really have any items that can really fight yet. He has no damage dealing, so somebody else has to come, which is exactly why Zai's down here.
I mean, it's pretty crazy. They don't really have a clear tower pusher, right? It's like maybe Zai can throw some damage into the tower, and yet Secret has still managed to take one tier 1, and they've done a fair amount of chip damage in that mid lane as well. Nisha was really trying to push that.
Yeah, like you said, Tiny's pretty good, but I feel like Secret's philosophy throughout the year is you don't have to have these tower pushers. As long as you can just kill them enough and get map control, it's okay. Yeah. Towers will naturally fall because the best way and the easiest way to shoot towers is if you can skip the wave and put all the creeps onto it, Puppey top.
Does manage to get off the disruption. That should be enough for Puppey to get away. Chris Luck. It just really shows when Riki is trying to move around the map, trying to get these kills without his diffusal blade, without any sort of smoke. The smoke screen just isn't good enough. Stinger's going to be caught here as he tried to just collect a little bit of the golden experience flowing in on the tower push.
Yeah, we talked about this bottom tower push. This is exactly what they needed to do. Even if you don't have the easiest ways to set that up, Whisper mid lane, gonna go on to mid one. The boards have been dropped too. Shackles to follow up. Chris Luck with the blink strike. And that'll nab a kill for them. Unfortunately, without the wards, won't be able to put any pressure. And Whisper is in fact stuck and has no way to get out. He doesn't have a TP, no phase boots, and he's just gonna have to hold this position. They should TP and kill him here, Cap.
Yeah, 25 seconds. A skewer's up in 2. The arrow's gonna land it. He does the skewer, but Zai's gonna go for the back line, tossing him into the circle ward trap. He's gonna be shackled up though, and the global silence will actually protect Infamous very nicely. Zai, though, is still going to die crumbling. Tricks the trade.
How did that go well for Infamous?
I think Secret just got a little bit greedy about it, but Global Silence was honestly just perfect.
It was, and Whisper, he wasn't meaning to... It works out for them in their favor.
Yeah.
6 to 7, most of the gold lead coming from the towers that they were able to grab early on. And Chris Luck doing this entire time. One thing about Infamous that really stands out is one of their 2 cores is always farming.
Yes. And this game it's going to be Hector while Chris Luck is the one trying to move around and make plays, but he's going to get changed up here. Should be able to get on the smoke screen or the tricks of the trade. Going to use use the Echo Slam to make sure he has no chance of living.
They know that Stinger's in this area because of the ward. Mid one gonna run into him. This should be an easy kill. Stinger doesn't even have a boost right now.
Here in the bottom lane as well, leading into the arrow, but Hector shows his face. They're not going to be able to get that kill. Back over the top lane where Stinger, I honestly just don't think there's a way for him to survive. No matter how much he jukes this, a Fissure and some Shadow Poisons is going to be enough. 6-9, Team Secret up by just a kill.
Chronosphere, just it's strong, of course, but without any damage items, when you go for this Midas build, you'll have levels, so you'll have level 2 Chrono,
Radiant's
but
middle tower
you
is
literally
under
don't have any attack speed.
Yeah.
You need Maelstrom, you need Mjolnir.
That is something that did kind of strike me about Secret's lineup. They don't have the obvious big nukes to throw into the Chronosphere early. Later on, you know, if they start getting double Starstorm, they get the tree volley, then it's insane.
Visibility.
But early on, you don't have the absolute greatest. Most of the time, it's just going to be set up for an arrow, maybe some Shadow Poisons.
Oftentimes that'll be enough, and if you just don't have that easy save, what this game, I think, will come down to is not even the farm, but it's the initiation. If Secret take a good fight, they're the ones that started, they can just snap on heroes to begin with. I think that Infamous...
Oh, the long-range tech managed to catch them another circle with the shackles going out, the tricks, the trade, but it's just not going to last long enough unless... No, Nisha does manage to get the time walk away. They just still try and chase him down. Chris Luck thinking about it, but that time dilation slowing him down.
And that's 3 times that they've gone comfort. Side looking around the area, he does have a blink dagger. I do like how Schofield's using his wards just aggressively to grab kills. Doesn't really care about the cooldown very much. It doesn't even feel like they care about towers all that much. This top pressure is the first time we've really seen them try to do something about it.
Yeah, Hector's like, I guess with Manta, I'm finally strong enough that I'm not scared of any sort of solo kill. But even then, he's really not trying to push it too much. He could be there swinging at the tower. Instead, he's trying to hit neutral. Well, most of Secret showing that.
I think Secret to realize, as bad as we are at potentially taking fights or taking towers, Infamous is even worse right now.
Yes. That's why they're just been aggressively for a lot of the game, a lot of four-manning. The Moonlight Shadow is there coming to try and get it from the Sentry, but they've already jumped on Anisha. This is a fantastic kill if they can get it with the Global Silence. It's going to be good enough. The Force Staff save is not there. Ninwa jumping forward. With that active Scepter is going to be able to hit Schofield to finish him off with the Enchant Totem swing. Chris Luck looking for his opening, but Hector's in trouble. They need to be able to bail him out, but he does manage to get the Doppelganger into low ground side. Wasn't able to catch him. A buyback from Schofield. They're going to try and chase down some of these heroes, and the buyback does result in at least one kill here. Puppey, his TP is going to get canceled. Whisper's going to use the RP to be able to grab side. He skewers him back into Stinger. They just want to make sure they have the damage. That Side's not going to be able to get away the Blink Dagger, and they can use this kill to Hector as well. They gave it to Puppey. Oh, Stinger takes that last hit instead, but still, Infamous between taking away intelligence, between getting Hector these kills. He's now top net worth by a large lead, 10K.
Ooh, he's already hit that 10K mark at 18 minutes. And this is the dangerous part is, Hector will get his. Regardless of what the situation is, dying at top lane, Hector will get his, and maybe we finally see some sort of tower pressure. They do have the wards. And for a brief second, we saw Infamous finally take a gold lead. These guys, they came to play today.
And the first Serpent wards for a tower as well. It's always been used to try and get a kill, but mid-tower being all important here.
Schofield gets the last hit, and finally, I'm okay with Stinger getting the kill because he needed boots. My man, 18 minutes in, just picked up a pair.
No.
If you conversely look at Puppey, I mean, he's a literal prince compared to Stinger. He's got 2 bracers and a magic wand.
Yeah, you said Puppey was going to be the poor one because he has to buy so many sentries, but somehow Stinger ends up even poorer.
Yeah, Stinger, his luxury item right now is that Windlace. Wow. But he's had to buy just as many sentries to combat the fact that Puppey's pot.
He's going to be able to get the Hex before the blink. What a massive kill. That's all thanks to that Observer Ward in lane. They saw Zai run through the lane, go into the trees, and they hunted him down as a result. We're going to go back and take a look at that team fight. Schofield with the buyback here. Because of that disables it, we saw Puppey competing out of the lane. Oh, we go back into it. Is now with the Global Silence. Yapzor, he's done. They're going to look at Puppey as well. Tricks the trade being used right at Nisha. With he's almost dead here, but they can't jump in from mid one. Look at Fields finish up for his luck, but he's not. He's not the magic stick. Is that going to be enough? The smoke screen, he gets the swing, he gets the Chronosphere. Chronosphere going out to finish off Schofield as well. Doesn't want to deal with those disables.
During that time,
Hector Infamous is actually coming over here because Hector is trying to hit a tier 3 right now. Stinger's just buying him time. Go, Hector, go. I've got this.
2K lead still for Infamous because they took the tower. Secret, they've got to put pressure on this tower, but they feel a little bit worried because they don't have Chronosphere. They're just going to back up completely, let things go. They do get 3 kills, but it does cost them a tier 2 tower. They don't get a tower trade in return, but I think for Secret, they're happy about things.
Yeah.
Being even in a game like this against a team that wants to farm, you still have a better team fight, I feel like.
Yeah.
With Earthshaker, with Chronosphere, I think your ways of setting up team fight are easier anyways.
I'll agree with that if Infamous don't make a good fight happen in the next minute and a half.
Okay.
They did use Chronosphere. They did use Echo Slam. We still have RP up for
This would be a really good time to smoke.
If anything, Infamous should go fight right now.
If what Chris Luck did know is he was actually outside of the sentry range, and then he walked back into it. He was confused.
Yeah. You just never know what.
Oh, they did go for the smoke. All right, so this is what we wanted out of them because the timing of it works out so nicely.
Yeah.
If you can get this kill, you will get a free Roche.
They know they
get
have
a core kill.
a solid 45 seconds until Echo and Chronosphere. They don't have mobile silence, but they have confidence.
Oh, there.
Oh, okay. Maybe this is a cooler play. Instead of trying to force the fight with just off the RP, trying to go for
This is not going to
dead.
work. Secret is a wily team. Yapzor already fired the arrow into here. They've committed though, and they saw the Serpent Ward pop Zai. Gonna blink in any second.
He's gonna throw in. What about the smoke screen though? They need that out in place to make sure. Left actually gonna jump forward to make sure they can actually get inside the pit, but mid-1 and Nisha, they're gonna come through the fight. He's finished off Roshan now with the agent. He's gonna try and finish off this fight. Big one. He does have the echoes and they have to be careful of it. He does manage to get that off and jumps away. Jumps in time before he's burned out of mana. Nisha now goes to the Chronosphere. He sees the Chris Luck is inside the pit. He's swinging down. Hector though, the global sounds going off. Surrounding Zai, who's burned out of mana, has no hope to be able to survive through this. Mid-1 lays out the Fisher form, but Infamous feeling the fight. They got the Roshan. It worked for them.
A 3-for-2 trade and the buyback from Puppey. They did lose their mid Ricky, but they get the bigger objective. Hector, who grabs that Aegis, and he is so incredibly harmed. He has almost a heart. He's got a fully completed Manta and a Defusal. We talked about how this hero could be a little bit slower in its build-up timing, because you're not looking for the 1 item timing, not even the 2, but you need 3 items on this hero to feel comfortable. And he's almost got it at the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, we're almost there, and that's where maybe some of the damage problems are going to come up. But Chronosphere may not be enough to finish off Hector anymore. Blitz, you said something I think that was really smart this morning. You were talking about the synergy between cores. You said you named a lot of teams that just had it. Mineski had it. You say Infamous has it between Chris Luck and Hector. What is that synergy?
I feel like they know where the other person wants to be. Part of being a good 1 and 2 combo, and I feel like that's what makes OG so potent. You saw it in the interview yesterday where Casey said, how do you feel about Adam Shida? He said, I love him. He's my favorite player ever. This is going to be a free kill for them. Nisha, a pretty big one.
This is massive. They need another smoke screen with level 15 talent. He's got it.
And it feels like they know how to create space for each other. They always play on opposite ends of the map. It feels like Infamous two positions have an understanding of how they want to work.
Absolutely. You can see, come on, but no. Something. The captain of Team Secret getting dove behind his tier 3, but Zai does manage to make an entrance through the back. But he's just been skewered into Hector. Gonna get burned out of his mana so quickly, but mid-1. What an entrance from him with that enchant totem. Harry's rolling out the Magnus as well. He's finished off by a toss that comes out from Zai on the right-hand side. He's now been burned out of mana entirely, though. The blue line shadow protecting the smoke screen, though, is enough to be able to finish off Yapzor Zai. And mid-1 will back away, giving up this tier 2 tower.
They did get some out of that as they forced 2 buybacks, 2 heroes dead, so this is going to be a 2 for 3, but they might just go and push this. Top lane is pushing at the same time. You see that Scorpio's going to the play. He's hoping that nobody comes in, drops the ward. Tier 3 being assaulted on both sides of the map. See, Secret has to decide. They decide to go for Schofield, but this also means the bottom lane likely to lose its tier 3. Secret, they're in shambles right now. They're not quite sure where to go.
Nisha has the Chronosphere. He's going to need a beauty here to be able to help stop it. Push that protecting player. Trying to get Puppey here with the avalanche. Surrounding him, he does have the extra life though. Maybe that's why he's just so fearless right now. They do manage to get a smoke screen on Nisha, but Hector looking to be able to finish off Puppey. Global sounds going down. Rice, the enchant totem swing. But mid-1, not able to finish off that Phantom Lancer.
heavy damage at that top lane, but a great fight for them overall. They only lose the range racks. Secret, it feels like, comes online and they lose racks.
Yes.
Like they're okay with that idea as long as they're winning team fights. Nowadays, it does feel like if you're getting wiped repeatedly trying to take measures, it doesn't necessarily feel worth it. That's not a game-ending situation anymore.
Infamous just as easily in that situation could have taken the tier 3 back to the front.
Yes, but instead they decided to stick around. They felt the strength. It was just such an awkward fight because they don't have the vision advantage going up into that. In Secret, they're a veteran team. They understood that was a great fight for them to take.
You saw that fast link from Schofield dodging the Fissure of mid one. Here you could see how just far Hector dove in so deep, all the way into the tier 4s to try and finish off that Shatter Team.
This top move right now, Schofield's got Blink and Aetherless. He's going to see Absol. This should be a free kill for him. Hector's going to come in now. Ward's even dropped off for this.
Despite the Lord Staff and trying to contend with the Riki core, it's really the Shadow Shaman that has been Yapzor's worst enemy. Now look at that 82% win probability. Blitz, if you told me there was an 82% chance that Infamous would be bringing down Team Secret for a top 6 position before this international, I would have said that's absolutely crazy. But going into this series, it felt like a 50-50 matchup.
Yeah, I think this is a straight point, especially with how mortal Secret has looked in the last few series. This is not the dominant team that we saw. You can see the cracks. You can see they're not playing with that same bravado and confidence that we saw all throughout the year where they said, we're the best team in the world, come at us. But keep in mind, gold leads mean nothing to this team.
Yeah.
Counting them out or waxing poetic about how good Infamous is doesn't matter. We can talk about how good Mineski did. Maybe you'll say they outplayed Secret for 85% of the game, but when it mattered, Secret moved on. 2-1, that's the only result anyone will care about. It doesn't matter that Infamous had a 3-4K gold lead with an Aegis. Secret can just bust out a win.
Yeah, believe me, you can tell those Mineski players right now, hey, you guys did a great job. You outplayed Secret a lot of the game. It's not going to make them feel any better about the fact that in the end, they were out of the international. 19 to 20, 28 minutes in, Infamous only holding 1,000 gold lead. But specifically, Hector holds a 5,000 net worth lead over the second carry in the game. That's Nisha's Faceless 4.
I will say, though, having net worth on this Earthshaker is so important because Riki is, I think, the type of core that needs to continue to scale quite high. Whereas Earthshaker's damage as a core is really nice. It's really easy to get off because of the Acceptor. And even more so now that he's got this BKB, there's only one real way to control him up, and that's the RP.
Fortunately, this Empower does allow the Riki. Most of the time he has issues where he's not running around getting kills. He's a little slow at farming. The Empower actually helps him out quite a lot. He now gets his level 18 as a result. His level as well
is that you have to melee jump in and you don't have a disable as a core.
Yeah.
And you're really squishy. You will die really quickly as this Riki. He's got good armor, but I mean, take a look. He's got a BKB, a lot of stat items, and only rocks 1,500 health.
Just one Echo Slam, one Toss Avalanche.
And we saw him pop the BKB, and they just killed him.
Yep.
A 1,500 HP BKB does not feel good.
Trying to get the Basher right now. I wonder if an Aghanim Scepter is in good consideration for him as well to be able to solve some of those issues. Just jump inside, whispers Magnus.
Yeah, and look at this aggressive pickup from Team Secret. They grab the gem on the Earthshaker. Big fan of that. Feels like they're playing to win.
Yeah. Like, not just against the Riki, right? But when you're trapped inside your base, you know they're going to have aggressive vision. You need to take that vision away from them so you can reclaim your farming spots.
2K gold lead dips down to 1, hovering around that area. Relatively even game between both squads. If anything, I'd actually give Secret a little bit of an edge because of the amount of teamfight they can put out and how easy it is.
Yeah.
I actually feel like this Riki, every time I have seen him as a core, it feels a little bit underwhelming because of the way you have to fight.
Yeah.
And Schofield, you will die for daring to go for that RP. That was a terrible idea.
Yeah. Mid one collects it for his bottle, and the Shadow Shaman has been a really big part of this team fight. Secret, they see that opportunity, a 4 position going down. That's an opportunity for them to take an objective.
And look at this, they instantly know about the ward drop by Stinger.
Yeah.
They're gonna de-ward that. That'll alert both teams that they know about each other's presence. Hector Secret, after they grab this tower, they have to deal with that top lane battle main so that Schofield isn't pressured. Doesn't have the buyback anyways, but even if he did, because of this top push, it sort of makes things even.
I really like this use of travel with mid-1 as well, just allowing him to be able to deal with pushes like this, but still be able to join his team. I mean, he's a great combination, right, of catch against this Phantom Lancer and the side lane pushes, but also he represents so much team fight. He can't be absent from his team. Hard up next, win for the echo damage against an illusion hero. It's going to feel pretty valued. Magnus looking for the RP. The smoke screen going out, but they still have the damage. As a toss tree as well as man. Nisha's just not really getting the passage whatsoever. It's going to be Singer who goes down, but inside they have mid-1 trapped and shuts the jab. The trick is ready. Now Chris Luck looks to be able to get out there. He's able to take down Puppy. Who else from Secret is going to get caught? Schofield, he's trying for it. He's got the blink dagger, he's got the shackles, he can dodge the arrow, try and get the hex off, even with the Lotus Orb. It doesn't matter, just stop. Hector gets on top of it. Nisha looking to be just sitting on the high ground. He's about to buy that. Schofield right now just managed to get the arrow onto him, but immediately the smoke screen. Now it's Spear back. No one can get the one they have. Damage from above to be able to finish the most infamous and buybacks coming out. They're trying to save Hector. Half health, Doppelganger away.
Is up. That looks so good for them to start. They got the kill on the Earthshaker. They recovered the gem, but they just went for a little bit too much. And that's that discipline that this team, it lacks at times. And Secret, I mean, they have that experience. They know how that fight's gonna look if it goes on for long enough.
I mean, I just can't believe they didn't just leave Zai behind. Nisha opting to go back in with mid-1 buying back at the same time and TPing in. If you're in the fight round, Mungus Lee, look at him. He jumps on to Whisper right after he was about to get the skewer into the smoke screen. And
that was such a sick echo right there. If they get RP'd in that situation, just walk out and lost the game.
And this one too, the RP not, the skewer and the RP not catching mid-1. He gets a Fissure out, so there's no damage onto the two that get controlled.
Now they're going for the high ground, and this is why, in Secret, they don't care about the gold leads. All it takes them is one fight.
Yep.
In these positions, Koneski learned that the hard way. This team is scary because they will find a way to win. It won't always look the prettiest,
but they always have. It's like the old EG where you always have the team fight. You always have the ability to win the late game.
Yeah, it just makes your early game look so weird, which is something I've been thinking about Secret for a while. It feels like they can't really play that mid-game tempo like they like to, but they'll hold the high ground great, and there will come a time where you will make a mistake against them, and you will falter.
Yeah, because it's so easy to misstep. It's so easy to get a little bit too aggressive and get countered by buybacks. Because no matter how strong you are, if it ends up being a 5 versus 10, you're just not going to win that. You're going to run out of damage. You're going to run out of cooldowns.
Yeah, that's why after we saw the winning team, I thought it was actually in Secret's favor.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought it was like 70-30 then. That's what I said. And they're going to grab another character, Nisha. He has more than enough damage to kill Chris Luck. And this team, they're starting to fall apart a little bit.
I mean, at this point, Chris Luck just can't show himself anywhere around the map.
1,800 health with the BKB. That does not protect him.
The 25% backtrack again for the Faces Forward. Nisha continues to run this. I think we saw him do it in the group stage.
It's pretty value against illusion-based heroes.
Yeah, for sure. Slowing down the damage.
And it's even better than Buttermarks. There's no way that you can deal with it. It's not evasion in that sense.
Yep. Zai. He's looking for an opening. His smoke is going to break, so he should know, or unless he thinks it's in the tower. He thinks it's in the tower.
Looked like he was walking in that area for a second, but does know. As armed as he is, he needs a pretty big RP to set fights up. They just need for Disable to be able to live. Scope is aiming for him right now. He wants his team to come in. Both teams actually know about this.
Yeah, but it's so hard. Oh, we managed to get the shackle on his side. Here comes the arrow, the Fisher out as well, but he didn't want it. He does manage to get caught up. Whisper with the skewer backwards. Whole BKB is going down. There's where the RP is with the level sun on Anish right now. He does have that cheat, so he's going to be fighting Shane, but actually he's caught by Flagger. He's trying to finish off 9. He does finish get one, but big one. Does not know the BKB and Hector. He is able to doppelganger away. Chris Luck with his own BKB trying to go for the back line. Does manage to get a bit of bash on mid one. Low on mana. Does have enough just to be able to make one jump away. Chris Luck really wants to hunt him down. He's got the blink cast range too. If he can actually just get the vision, that's going to be opted by Schofield. First the Hex. Now the follow-up. Chris Luck with the smoke screen on down Nisha. Does to the Manta. Hector that wants to be able to burn him out of his mana as fast as possible. And Nisha, and it's just enough to be able to time off away from Chris Luck. Not to let him get out. Controlling him up in the tree. The carry of Team Secret falls, and now maybe even a little bit more. Earthshaker still has that Aegis. But they caught
he's
him.
far.
He is so far away. Whisper, he would have to make a blind guess for the skewer, which he does just 2 seconds too late.
And that fight, it looked like it was going to be so good, but for once Hector led the charge, he tanked up so much of that damage. And the ward placement by the Shaman, by Schofield, was sick there.
Yeah.
He made it so that both melee cores on the side of Secret were stuck. They were huddled up together, lined it up real nice and easy for the rest of the team to come in. And now it's Infamous that are playing aggressively. Maybe they want to force the buyback out of Nisha, but he'll have Chronosphere on that respawn, and they have Echo. It's not like they blew a lot of spells. Infamous, they've got to be careful.
This reverse, no arrow. Hector has himself protected by illusions, and again, Hector's going to go for it. He got punished last time, but he doesn't have anything. He gets hit by the enchant totem. Avalanche down with the BKB goes on first. He's going to be able to get the bash on mid one, but he knows it's not worth committing for that hero. Mid one jumping in, immediately hexed up. Trying to get the sound as well. Heavy stay away from this guy as much as possible. Hector pops the BKB now. Mid one holds the Echo Slam. Now going to try and finish off Puppy. Puppy is going to be falling, but Schofield as well as Stinger both die inside the combo from side.
And they won't look across the chase, but not being able to do so, completely burned out of mana. Zai clearing out some of these illusions, and that's the second rain tracks taken, but...
And you have to wonder, did Infamous... Did they just push their luck a little bit too much again because they don't have buyback on the Shadow Shaman?
And they know about that on the side of Secret. They weren't able to burn out the Aegis. Everyone was never really able to get isolated out. Way too tanky with the BKB and the Reaver. They'd have to get into a position where they're 1v5ing, just beating on him.
It's crazy how Hector keeps on just running past mid one and going for these heroes in the back line. And mid one, he's trying to chase him down, but...
Hector, if he stays for that one creep camp, he will die. They've got vision on him too. Whisper on this high ground, blink out.
He's got to work it up as well, but he's not going to use it fast enough. Chronosphere does manage to catch him. They get the control onto the Phantom Lancer. They're going to be able to get these silence. BKB, the follow-up, the Echo Slam. It locks down the carry of Infamous, and it'll catch Whisper as well. They have a
buyback for 110.
They have a buyback on Hector, but it's only going to be the 3 of them defending against Secret. Once again, Secret's buyback, Secret holding the high ground. It's going to turn into an offensive position.
I'm starting to think that Secret is actually maybe the most exciting team in Jonah right now. Because of their playstyle and the way that they force teams to fight around them, everyone just obliges, and you get into these weird situations where you just non-stop run at each other.
Chris Luck is going to try and get a fast heal onto his timing. Not so fast, though. Look how tanky Zion tricks the train, trying to work it out. He's going to get a bash, though. Stays inside. He's down to half health. Zion trying to run away, but they're chasing so deep for this one. The BKB goes off for Chris Luck, but a force snap, and Zai, blink up, he's away.
That was the buyback from Hector. This is going to push the goalie 12K. Secret in a very strong position now.
That's what they wanted out of that. They can have their buyback on Nisha. He just needs some more gold. Same goes with Puppy and mid one.
And the scary, weird part about Secret is when you're ahead of them, it never really feels like you're ahead of them.
Yeah.
And when you're behind them, it feels like you're going to lose the game.
And let's say this about Infamous, right? We know they don't have buyback. We know that Secret has buyback. Everybody knows that. But I still feel like Infamous is not going to slow down. They're not going to sit inside their base.
I mean, they went into a position at top lane, which was... They decided to go for a push.
Hey, look at Chris Luck.
Yeah, Chris Luck actually just went for that. If he has Chrono up, he pops BKB, you just die.
Yeah, you
Then
don't have
the game's
BKB
over.
on Chris Luck, so if there's any sort of avalanche or fissure immediately...
Yeah, the fact that they went top against an Aegis and there was a buyback on Nisha just to get that 1 Rax.
Yeah.
That really felt like they were playing the wire there.
And that's the thing. This is why we talk about Infamous and their playstyle being so cocky. It just seems like they don't really care who their opponent is. They think they're going to outplay them. They're playing in a position of inferiority. They're playing in a position where they don't have the buybacks. They're playing in a position where they could lose the game if they force a fight right now, but they're going to do it.
And that's what you have to love about this team, is their commitment to just running at you and trying to win Dota.
They just hit the level 25 on Hector with the Doppelganger cooldown. It is so hard to lock this hero down, but Secret has so much control. It's going to be a battle of reflexes between the BKB, the Doppelgangers, Chris Luck, tricks and trades. They're trying to find the angle. Getting behind ground. Schofield, Vince Fight is opening on to Puppy. The golden silence immediately pops out. Benicia pops BKB, goes straight for the Shadow Shaman. Does manage to get him as well as Hector. That's massive. They're going to be able to get the chance to follow. Takes them out of the air. Who falls as well. Stinger and Chris Luck, they do have buyback, but Hector, he was the one who could not die there. He was the one without buyback, and he does manage to get out safely.
Oh, that fight, it looked like it was going to be okay for Infamous, but Secret, just too tanky, mid one, 3,500 HP and a BKB. You're not taking down this hero easily.
I mean, is Hector, are they getting the Empower onto Hector? It just feels like when this RP comes down, he just doesn't do any damage to them.
No, I don't think he had. He definitely didn't.
I mean, he doppelgangers away. That's going to take a lot, but
they just don't have the damage right now. Even with the awards with Ags. Secret, resilient again.
And this is what we talked about multiple times, and how to be able to play up against Infamous is to let them and all their aggression challenge you and put yourself into positions where you can counterplay. So whether that's being tanky enough to be able to take the fight, having really BKBs, playing on the high ground. Because, you know, Infamous, once they get their heads into smoking and making a fight work, they're going to go for it anyway. That means Secret, after hitting that fighter, going to be able to get the road shot. That's even a refreshing shot for Nisha. We have any other big level 25s that just got picked up? We have the Avalanche cooldown from Zai's Tiny, who has the Chrysalis, soon to be Daedalus. So watch out for that tree volley, especially on top of the Chronosphere.
And there's a Hex on Yapzor, who has been an absolute fiend in this game. Another item, more Satanics coming out for Secret. Mid one's gonna grab one too.
Dude, there's so many instant disables. You're like, the disables can come from outside vision as well with like Fissure and Avalanche. Infamous have to be like super trigger happy with the BKBs.
I love, by the way, how aggressive mid one's been in this game.
Yeah.
We said he needed these kind of games. He had one yesterday. This sort of just builds on it. These are the kind of games that build your confidence. Rework yourself. I think even he would admit he feels like his performances are probably a little bit underwhelming. But the last two, I mean, he's coming in clutch. His team fight in these games have been insane. That one fight that probably determined a lot of how this game looks, where he bought back, hits the 3-man Echo.
Yep. Hit the Echo, doesn't get hit by the RP. Like so many little things he did right in that.
He should be absolutely commended for that.
The smoke up from Team Secret. They're going to sweep through into the triangle here. They can catch anybody from Infamous. It would be massive. It's right in
Infamous probably have one more good fight in them left.
Stinger. He does have buyback. So he's going to be the one popping a smoke rotation.
Gonna walk up this area, the rest of them. Good buyback, but he doesn't have a shrine to connect with the rest of the team, so it looks like the smoke just it's not gonna work.
Yeah, Infamous are very likely just to pick up this bounty rune. Pick up this bounty rune. Okay, they're baiting the bounty rune.
Yeah, they're trying to bait the bounty rune, hoping that one hero comes in. The idea behind it is that everybody goes, Secret feels like they have control of this area, they grab the bounty rune.
Yeah.
And they just have one hero to do so. But I think Secret, they're smart. Don't walk up into that area where you don't have it. Just go to the high ground right now and Secret will know that this is a trap.
What's a bounty rune really going to mean if you can go high ground and force a buyback out of Stinger right now? That just means the next fight, you just easily retreat and try, oh, look at this fast play coming out from Schofield, trying to make a sneaky little circle war trap, but gets caught by mid one. And add another, oh, almost instantly, okay. Now there's another hero without buyback. Schofield and Chris Luck just dying back-to-back like that means Infamous left in a precarious position now. They do not have buyback due to rolls on the Shadow Shaman. And same actually goes for the Riki. So if anything, Secret are probably just going to be a little bit timid, thinking maybe there's going to be some buybacks coming in, but very rapidly realize that this will be 2 lanes of barracks. They can't go to the Megas because of the tier 2 bottom. And be careful of heal off the Satanic, thankfully, heal off those Lucians as well as the Crimson spot. But he also still has an Aegis Team Secret.
So many different arrows being launched by YapzOr. He decided to go for the -5-second Sacred Arrow cooldown. Just goes out hoping that one lands.
Food to travel now for Zine. They've got another hero that can deal with these side lane pushes. They do have buyback on Hector, so well, we'll see whether or not Hector wants to finish off his Scotty that he's trying to build right now. Is this game going to change anymore as we continue to go late? Because it seems like watching these fights and such, Team Secret, the ease of execution, the opportunities that they have with so many heroes having an impact in team fights, it seems like they're just going to hold that advantage for the rest of the game.
It's really hard to fight into them just because of the sheer amount of disabled that they come with. And this SD5, and he continues to grow on my list.
Yeah.
Such an effective hero. The disruption, it feels like one of those heroes, if you don't immediately kill him, there's so much impact in team fights, but he's not easy to immediately kill because he comes in with his own self-save mechanism. Yeah. And now that he's got the Ghost Scepter, they've got no real way to pop him. They don't have this magic damage burst. You don't want to have to all-in so hard for that buy position. We saw that in the game where Vici played, if you recall.
They know. They know where Chris Luck is headed. They're going to drop sentries. He's going to run blindly into the high ground. Chris Luck has other ideas. He's going to push behind this tier 2 mid. Seeing if anybody's getting a combo while Hector pushes in that tower. And this is crazy because Secret, they're not actually just going to go over the Megas. They're actually going to try and catch her from behind. That's going to start with Schofield falling. Now they're going to go into the trees. They're going to catch Stinger, who still holds his global silence. He does have a buyback if he can get the goal from the Enchant Totem after Enchant Totem just scouring the area. Finally does manage to find him. A jump forward, a tree volley out, but Chris
YapzOr's on the hunt right now.
Does
got the right idea.
Does
He's gonna run into him.
just runs a little bit more up. He would have gotten the sight disable.
Quarter of an inch up, and he has him there, but throws out the arrow instead. Had the right idea though, YapzOr.
I just can't believe the number of times that Infamous, when they're down on buybacks, they're willing to push out like this.
It's hilarious to me. It's like they always go for it.
Yeah.
And I think Secret is reading that. They're starting to. It's almost like Prize Fighter. He understands the movement. He's starting to time things a little bit better, figure out the reach. They're getting used to the fact that Infamous is going to be in those positions.
Just like that. That tree ball does so much damage. What a terrifying ability this late in the game in 50 minutes. Hector trying to hold by himself right now while his 2 support just need a little bit more time. 33,000 net worth lead for Team Secret right now. Over 20k experience as well, as they're all hitting their level 25, because even Puppey is closing in on his. Meanwhile, Chris Luck, I mean, that's one of those 25 talents you really need, especially since he already has the Aghanim Scepter. If he could get the 300 trips of great AoE, it would add a lot to these fights.
Oh, Singer, one more tree, but doesn't manage to nab him.
Hector. And balls to just push outside the base of the farm.
But Secret is so good about disengaging. They're not giving them any sort of easy fights anymore.
Very small but passionate number of fans for Infamous. I'm sure back at home in South America, there is a lot of fans screaming just like him. cheering on Infamous, for them to be able to bring down the big dogs of Team Secret. But it just seems near impossible in this game with Secret holding such a large lead. That win probability that was once 82% in the favor of Infamous is now up to 94% for Team Secret.
Infamous just did something that gave them an additional 2%. I'm not really sure what Dota Plus thinks that is.
Maybe it's just Boots of Travel. I can see Boots of Travel being it, right? Because that's the way you're able to like win a defensive fight and then go high, like TP in and go high ground real fast.
Let's just shrug. Oh,
I don't know. It's just, I can tell you how players think. I don't know what AI is gonna do.
Geez, Secret. They just are not going for the high ground push like I expected them to.
No, they're gonna wait for
Roshan is up, so
if you have this much
surely
control,
with this,
why not?
Yeah.
You win this game, you want to win top 6.
And this is an Aghanim Scepter as well, so somebody can grab that. Probably the Void, I'm guessing. He doesn't have any extra slots.
SD's pretty great too.
Yeah.
And Mirana's not bad either. They've got a lot of options here.
There's the Fisher. Out on the Schofield. Schofield again. Schofield gonna hang down. Mid-one. The wards are down the tree. No hurry. An area. Mid-one fights underneath it. Hector still trying to chase down Mid-one with a BKB. He should be able to get away with the Chronosphere out. That tricks of the train allows the Riki to be able to live through it all. Man's get the bash on Denisha as well. They need to finish off Denisha as best as they can. 100 to support as well. They just go for the see down the damage. Denisha is going to fight both him and Whisper at the same time. Man's getting the bash on the Whisper. Hector's BRP trying to go for it, but Chris Block almost getting bashed to death. Does manage to jump away. Mid-one. He tried to hunt it down, but he chanced on him instead. Turns back to an easier target of Stinger, who will fall and does not have buyback. Hector, he tried to go for the back line. He doesn't kill them, but he does manage to live. He does manage to make his way out of there.
Hector is 1v3ing, but Secret looking like Achilles out there. No one going down. Very easy fights for them. If your one position gets into a position where he's 1v3,
yeah,
the rest of your team can't fight, it probably means that you're not winning that fight.
Yeah, I mean, because Nisha was also 1v3, except for he was almost getting killed. Nisha dropping off a ton of mangoes for himself.
Gift of eternity.
But he realizes,
mana burn.
Yeah. Time to. It's gonna need a few seconds to consume all these. But if you just look at that chart, right, look at the blocks of red at the bottom of that network chart and then just the solitary greens. Destroyed a tower. Got a kill on Puppey. For the last 20 minutes of the game, Infamous had not been able to hold on to a single real victory in this game. Secret have just been dominating the map and dominating every fight.
And they still continue to hold the lead. It looks like they're just going to slow down the pace of the game. They're going for the absolute 100%.
Dude, at this point, like, are they just trying to test how much damage Tree Volley can do? He's trying to get a Battle Fury now. He's got Daedalus and Crystallis, and he's looking at a Battle Fury.
42K, the largest lead that we've personally seen in our casts at this TI.
Yeah, that might actually just be the biggest lead of the tournament as well. Nisha, he's going to pick up the Refresher Shard in his backpack. It is still on cooldown for 80 seconds, though. He also has not consumed the boost yet, so there's still a little room for growth. And they're just going to keep throwing illusion after illusion of the Phantom Lancer to finish off this tier 3, while they also truck out a bunch of arrows from Yasuo, just hoping that they get that one hit that they need. Provide an opening in the team fight.
It feels like some sort of minigame where there's so much that they have to evade. The Tree Volley, the Mirana arrow.
The Chronosphere, the Enchant Totem jumps in there to lead with the Chronosphere onto mid lane. Chris Lux in trouble, and they don't actually have a way to be able to save him, so he just dies like that. Nisha.
Not having a way to save against the Chronosphere feels so rough.
They're going to buy back almost immediately, and there's no need, because they have the Aghanim Scepter, Secret can chill out for 40 seconds here. They're going to have Chronosphere up. That'll also be about the time the Refresher Shard starts coming off cooldown as well.
It's scary when every single chrono means somebody dies, and they have no way to do anything about it.
Just no save as they opted for this silencer as their 5 position. Secret being so confident, they keep on picking up all the bounty runes, grabbing power runes as well. You just never know where double damage is going to change the fate of this game. They finish off the tier 3. These Lucians have been chipping away at the range barracks as well. We did the observer report that was laid out as well. Oh, dang, this Hector. You gotta be careful of the line now. The arrowhead's opportunity on the Nail got a Chris Luck. They have to blow the goal of silence here, especially for Schofield. Stuck inside the trees right now. Nisha beats him to a pole. Inside the jungle now, drops the Chronosphere. Is gonna go for the Riki, who does not have the buyback. Raining them from above, and now that's gonna be Megas coming in for Team Secret. They still have a buyback of his own. Can actually finish up the skill on a mid-one with Soul Catcher. It's skin as she jumps away. This is going to be infinite. This battling against Megas. They seem kind of okay with this idea. They're not trying to just throw their lives away to beat back Secret. They're just hoping for that one right now. So on the RP, dominating for the force down. Gets away. He was looking to be able to get the skewers and then he dies. He can be able to get a buyback as Hector needs his help. He's going to be chain stunned down though. Hector, can he jump away? A force down. He's a little bit farther, but the volley comes in once again. And Whisper, who just bought back, skewers back to the safety of the fountain. No buyback from Hector means there's no more damage left, even as Whisper finally gets that RP skewer. Look here, Secret is an infamous. Good fight. They almost had a solid lead. They took 2 ranged barracks. They had an 82% win probability at one point, but Secret just continue to be that ultimate wall, that ultimate high ground.